Welcome to this week's edition of Sun News at Noon. I'm Katie Walker.
And I'm Amy Glockner. Thanks for tuning in. A St. George man held his 7 children hostage at the Quality Inn on South Bluff Street late Saturday night. Jonathan Daisy reportedly took part in a domestic dispute with his wife before barricading him and his children in a hotel room. Daisy, refusing to surrender, led the SWAT team to conduct a forced entry. Fortunately, the children were found and unharmed. Daisy is booked into Washington County Jail and faces numerous serious charges, including aggravated assault and child abuse.
2 new art installations are coming to campus this month to mark the 10th anniversary of an incident in which 43 college students disappeared southwest of Mexico City. The university plans to stand in support of those who disappeared, those who were injured, and those who were killed by hosting 2 art installations and an opening ceremony. The ceremony will be held at noon on September 16th in the Eccles Library. Following the ceremony, the installations, one of which was created by a professor, will be featured in the Hall and Centennial Commons and the lobby of the Eccles building.
Last Tuesday morning, a Ford Ranger veered off course, crashing into the Tropical Smoothie on Red Hills Parkway, the 2nd time this year. The truck was driven by a man who may have been experiencing a medical emergency, causing a 4-car collision. The driver was hospitalized and luckily no one else was hurt. In January, a 29-year-old man hit the same Tropical Smoothie, causing structural damage. Officials are urging drivers to drive safely in traffic.
Shocking and violent crimes have impacted the St. George community in recent months. With rising crime rates, the Utah Tech Police place great importance on campus-wide safety.
So I think one of the things that we always kind of have to remember about violent crime and just crime in general is that the violent crime and then big cases that make national news or just news in general are around incidents that have that are not clickbaity, but that have information or that have details that the public is drawn to. But I personally don't think that it's affecting the university, especially not violent crime. Whenever we do see an increase of students, which we see every fall, obviously that brings in crime. One of the things that we always encourage our officers to do is to continuously be out in the community and try to be seen by as many of the students and just community members around here. But one of the things that the university really prides itself is that they've taken measures to extend and then create more lighting throughout the university, so that way if students are having to walk later in the evening, then that whole path from the major buildings on campus, so like the HPC, the Holland, to their dorms is all lit up.
Officer Fulgencio gave students tips to stay safe, on and off campus. Don't meet with strangers. If you have to, make sure you know their name, not just their username. Don't make yourself a target. Lock your car, hide valuables, or take them out of your car. Criminals act on opportunity. Utilize campus resources, like asking officers for escorts when you feel unsafe. Other tips and tricks are posted on the Campus Police Department's Instagram page, at UtahTech_police.
In honor of the tragic events of 9/11, the Veteran and Military Services host a memorial ceremony every year in front of the clock tower on campus. This event aims to educate the youth about the pivotal events on 9/11 that have profoundly shaped our world. Students gather to hear impactful speeches, enjoy musical performances, and participate in a meaningful awards presentation.
The significance for me in hosting the 9/11 commemorative event on campus is that the overwhelming majority of our students were not alive in 2001. So this is more of a history lesson to them than it is for older people like myself who experienced that day. So I've reached out to the St. George City Fire Department both years that I've done this event because I think overwhelmingly people associate 9/11 with the fire department. This is probably in part at least due to 363, I believe, of the first responders were firefighters of the 413 that died on that day. So a large percentage of firefighters who exhibited great acts of heroism and courage on that day. This year we've been able to include Dixie Middle School students, as part of our audience, and we love that. We love the energy that they bring to campus. Also this year, we live streamed it, which I think is going to reach a wider audience of our Utah Tech students.
With 35 countries represented, the international program saw nearly a 25% growth in the last year. Japan and Spain are almost tied for the country with the highest enrollment at around 30 students each. Other countries represented include Rwanda, France, Germany, Switzerland, and so many more. The growth of the international program creates a culturally diverse community here at Utah Tech. Students can soon expect to be joined by peers from Universi, a university in Spain. This school year, international programs finalized an articulation agreement, meaning students can begin their program in software engineering in Spain and finish here in St. George. This program is the first of its kind at Utah Tech University and was completed after almost 2 years of work by the International Programs Department and various university officials. I am so excited. This shows such great growth for the university.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to seeing more diversity on campus. After the break, Ben Dawson will be back to break down the latest in Trailblazer athletics.
Across the country, there are destinations that are calling. We stand proudly above the ranks, a testament to our unwavering commitment to excellence in all that we do. Always embracing the extraordinary. 9 dynamic cities, home to 9 world-class institutions. The Western Athletic Conference. Together, we are one WAC.
On campuses nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing scholarships and tuition and expanding access to healthcare. Visit ncaa.org/change.
The Utah Tech football team tried their luck in Vegas over the weekend against the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. In the first road game of the 2024 season, under the bright lights of Allegiant Stadium, the Trailblazers simply could not beat the odds, losing the game 72-14. The Rebels outperformed the Trailblazers in every aspect of the game throughout all 4 quarters. UNLV cashed in and scored on every drive of the game except for 2. They are now receiving votes in the AP Top 25 poll following the win. In the end, the UNLV Rebels proved once again that in Vegas, the house, or in this case, the home team wins. The Utah Tech volleyball team has its best start to a season since becoming a Division I team. The team is now 4-1 following 2 wins this weekend in Spokane, Washington in the Gonzaga tournament. The Trailblazers beat both California State University Fullerton and Gonzaga University over the weekend. They swept Cal State Fullerton in 3 sets and beat Gonzaga University 3-2, winning the 5th set in dramatic fashion. Let's see if the Trailblazers can keep up the hot streak this weekend in the College of Charleston Classic. Coming out with a win in the Classic will set them up for the first week of conference play. The Utah Tech men's soccer team tied the 18th ranked team in the country, Portland University, in Portland last week. They lost earlier in the week in Spokane, Washington, 2-0 against Gonzaga University. Tomorrow, the Trailblazers have their season home opener against Lindenwood University at 7 p.m. The Utah Tech women's soccer team scored a game-winning penalty kick in the 82nd minute against Northern Arizona University to take a 2-1 win in Flagstaff last week. The goal is a candidate for WAC Play of the Week. Following the win in Flagstaff, the Trailblazers traveled up to Tempe, Arizona, and lost to Arizona State University 2-1. The team travels to Idaho next to play Boise State University and the University of Idaho. On another note, Utah Tech features a variety of club sports. Spikeball is one of the newest additions to the lineup. The fast-paced game allows students of all skill levels to enjoy some competition with friends and roommates.
I grew up loving spikeball, and ever since last semester when I first came here, I thought this was like the most gorgeous campus ever, and it's warm year-round. We get 381 days of sunshine, so I wanted to start a spikeball club, and then this was the year that we finally did it. Met this guy.
Yeah, we kind of met each other, and we love playing spike ball, and we made it work, and we made it happen.
We've met so many new people, and we hang out with these people too. Like, we've kind of creating this culture. That's awesome.
Yeah, we get around 40 to 70 people each time we meet, and it's always awesome just to meet new people. We play every time, and it's always awesome to just see them walking around. They're always like, hey, are we still doing spike ball this week? So it's been awesome just to meet the community we have here at Utah Tech.
Eventually, we want to start doing tournaments. I think next year we'll start doing one tournament each semester. In terms of playing collegiately, that's not in our plans yet.
We'd definitely love to do it, but it's not in the plans yet. We do have a couple pro players that come every now and then. They do teach the congregation just a couple times, but for now, we don't have any future plans for that big of a deal. There was no real barriers to starting it. It just came together, and once it started, it was up and going. From the first, I think the first meet was pretty awesome just because our first meet, we had around 45 people show up at 5 o'clock right when it started, so that was super awesome to see that everybody was so excited for it.
Yeah, one thing I will say is we have a couple people that come and they don't really have a lot of friends, and I've seen through this club they've met friends, and I see them hanging outside of the club, which has been super cool to see.
Come play spike ball.
Spike them balls.
If you guys haven't been to the Spike Ball Club, it's really just a fun time.
Yeah, spending time at spike ball is one of my favorite activities of the week. However, I do want to go back to football. UNLV has a really strong team this year, and it definitely showed.
Yeah, scoring on nearly every drive is impressive. Ben, weren't you at the game?
I was down on the field. I filmed some plays with the athletic department. UNLV really did look amazing. I'm surprised they're not ranked this week because they looked like an amazing team. And that's it for this week's edition of Sun News at Noon. Thanks for tuning in.
We will see you here next week. Same time, same place.
Have a great week, Trailblazers.